Hello and welcome to my fourth video of circuits and red dust. This is Mezada. Last time I kind of showed you some basic gates to use and how to build them and kind of explained what they did in a small sense. Today I'm going to get into a little bit more complex gates, and the two gates I'm going to show you right off the bat is what's called an XOR gate. And if you stay with me a little bit, this thing's a little bit complicated to build, but I will hopefully explain it enough for you to understand. You have 3 blocks across, and in the center block you will continue it on one more. So we have a basic cross without the bottom part here. And then if you remember, we will again have torches on the both ends here. Bring down the red dust from this end, and again these are going to be considered our inputs when they're going to be giving us power. And then we are going to have red torches at either end on here, like so. And on top of these we will have red dust coming down like this, and at the very end of here we will have another redstone torch. And I know it's looking complicated, but stay with me. And on this square here in front of these torches and to the side of this torch, we're going to have more redstone dust and 2 more blocks like this. And on top of these blocks we are going to have again redstone torches, or I'm sorry, redstone dust, and on the outer end we will have the redstone torches. And in between these 2 torches we will have dust like this coming out like here. This at the far end, after all this mess, is what's going to be considered our output. And so, well, let's not get too close. I'm going to bring it back so you can see it. And I'll bring it back this direction too, just depending on which side we're looking at here. So at the current state, both our levers are off, and we have no power on our output. Okay, we are going to turn one of them on. We turn one of them on, and if you can see, we now have power on our output by turning one switch on. So I'm going to turn it back off, turn the other one on, and again you can see that we have power coming out. Now I'm going to turn both of these powers on, and it turns the power back off. So the purpose of an XOR gate is, you can think of it as, I only want power when one or the other is turned on. But if they're both turned off and both turned on, I don't want power to come out. So you can say, I want maybe a door to open if I'm stepping on this plate or this plate, but not if I'm stepping on both, or not if I'm stepping on either one. I just use doors because it's easier to see the example in your head, I'm sure, or at least for me to understand it. So the next gate I'm going to go is what's called an XNOR gate. And an XNOR gate is built pretty much the same way as an XOR gate, except for one small addition here. So let's go ahead and take the feedback wires here that I have. And so we have the basic XOR gate, and so now at the end of here we are going to place another block, and at the tip of this block we are going to place another redstone torch, and from this torch we're going to have our output. So if you can see right now, both switches are off and we have power. We turn one of the switches on and now we've lost power. I'll turn this one back off and turn this one on, and again we lose power. And now I will turn both the switches on and we have power. So the XNOR gate is pretty much the opposite of what an XOR gate was. Meaning we only want power when both of the switches are active or when both of the switches are off. But when one or the other is just on by itself, we don't want the power to come out. And so you could use that for, say, kind of like a safety switch, saying yes, someone hits this pressure plate, but if they don't hit this pressure plate while this switch is active, then there's going to be no power. So say if I do have a pressure plate here, like that, so no power, or if I walk over this, no power, but there's power here because now they're both turned off. But see, I can have the switch here, it's like power. So that's an XNOR gate, and that is those two complicated circuits. With the latest patch, they've introduced something that's I have loved really much a lot, and that's these delay circuits, delay or repeaters. So we can have red dust going along this way and place these new repeaters here. And if you remember before, let's go ahead and do it this way. I have my torch powering the redstone, and then I go my allotted 15 spaces away from the torch before it goes black. So as you can see here, I don't have enough, and normally I would have to make the repeater, as I showed you in I think last video, how to create a repeater. But now with these new repeaters here that we can simply place down a repeater like this, and that will repeat the signal for us. So we don't actually have to go the trouble in creating a repeater circuit unless you wanted to, and there's reasons that some people might if they already have it built, or it just gives you the knowledge on how to do it. So we have these which create a repeater block, which is very nice and handy for a couple different reasons, and I'll show you those here in a second. An old technique that people would have, say for music blocks, was to create what was called a clock. That's what it's called. So we have the normal block with a torch powering, and we just go down the line, block, torch like this, and then it powers another block and torch, and we'll have this turn around, make it do a little loop or circle here, and it powers here like this, and we have that going here, and I think I need one more, and have that loop back around like this. And so what we have here is a clock, and I can tap off anywhere here. And so what's happening is, let's go ahead and destroy that, is I have this torch that's on, which is making this torch turn off, which allows this torch to be on, which then turns this torch off, which allows this torch to be on. But when I connect it back to this torch, both of these torches are supposed to be able to be on. So when this one is on, it then turns this one off, which then allows this one to be on, which will then turn this one off, and basically it just creates a cycle, and it just continuously loops. And you can use that for basically, I guess they're called clocks, and so you can have a timing. So I can have it, a signal. It's like every so often, as you can see, it's tapping down and creating a power output. Boom, boom, at a rhythmatic, or so I can have it supply power to a music block like this every so often once it goes around the clock. And so I can have it supply power like so. Now with the, let's go ahead and stop that. with the new repeater blocks, I can actually have this done a lot easier. So we have this circuit coming in, and let's go ahead and have the block with it powering the repeater. So bring the repeater around like this. Oops. So for a repeater block, you actually have to face the way you want the current to go. So go ahead and get into bed real fast and go back to talking about the repeaters here. So a repeater block can only take power in one direction, and it only sends power out in the opposite end. So I guess I should have explained. I'll do that real fast here with a real fast demonstration. So a repeater block takes power in this direction, and if I place dust, it only sends power out in the direction directly opposite. It will not, let's reverse this here, take power in this side and take power out this side. It will only take power in from the direction I was facing like this when I placed it, because I want current or the power to flow in this direction. So if I did that, then it would take the power in like this and repeat it. So I should have done that earlier and showed you that benefit of the repeater. I was creating a clock with repeaters. So I have it coming in like this, and we'll switch it like this. So this come out and into it, and as you can see here, I've created a clock again. And so now the great thing about the repeaters is that they're also what's called they have a delay built into them that you can also do with them, which is really nice. So how do I want to do this? Oh, I know what I can do to show the delay is I can tap off the mainstream here, place a block like so, and use a lever. This is easy. And on this end, place a block. So I got this one playing this note, and this one playing this note. So when I supply power to this, they will play at different instances, very, very close together. However, there is a delay, a small one. So now if I right-click the delay repeater, you can see that the torch has moved to its second position. And so now they will be separated by even a greater distance. And you see they play like so. And I crease it again. And now it has a longer delay. And they have 4 settings, and this is the last setting. And so you can see that it has a long delay. And you can use that to create different types of music with different beats and having things play at different time and instances, which actually is very useful. And if you were to have, let's see here, let's go back to this repeater here. Let's take away all this here. Basically a 5-tick repeater was the best you could do, because if you were to do something like this, what I'm about to do, it's going to be really, really fast. I'm going to tap off it really fast so you can hear it, how fast it is. And so you can hear, so it's going really fast. But then something happened. Because it was going so fast, this torch is what's called burned out. Burnt out. And so we'll do it again. And you see right there, it went so fast that it burned itself out. However, so a 5 tick is what we had created here. 5 torches was the fastest you could create a clock without it burning itself out until repeaters came along. And so now with repeaters, we can actually create something like so, where we have the signal come in this side. We're going to bring it around and want the signal to go out this side, and basically have 2 repeaters looping on themselves, because the repeaters won't burn out. The only problem with this is that we have to start them up. It's kind of like a jump start. We actually have to give them a jump start. So we're going to give them a lever jump start like this, and then take it away. Sorry. I'm not thinking something needs to turn them off. And I'm trying to think, I think it's the delay, maybe. Oh, I've forgotten. It's not coming to me right now. I was trying to show you something cool, and I failed, so I'm just going to ignore that and say it never happened. But so I will show you something like this. So we have here a couple of repeaters, and so I'm going to increase them to all their max delays. Oops, went too far. And then bring it on out. And here you can see them slowly light up as they go down the path. And take them away, and they slowly again go away. So I think this might actually work for what I was trying to do. Something like this, but no, maybe not. But you get the picture, with delays and everything, and clocks, and creating music. So that's the basic, the uses and different types of redstone, and the different things you can do with it, and the different types of gates. And hopefully that helps you some. Hopefully I wasn't too confusing. I try to be simple, but you can never know. And so hopefully that helps you. And this is Mezada signing off. Thank you.